Assassin's Creed Origins is a game that released in 2017, which makes it almost 9 years old, and also, in my opinion, the best Ubisoft game. Assassin's Creed Origins was my first Assassin's Creed that I ever played. I got it for my friend. I traded in my Spider-Man game to him so I could borrow this game. And yeah, I remember when playing it, I did like it, but there were elements and stuff in the game that I did not mess with. And by the end of the game, I was really done with it. I just want to be finished. But as weeks, months, and even years went by, I kept thinking back to this game and remembering it fondly and stuff. And tell you guys why I really mess with it. Assassin's Creed Origins is set in Egypt and it follows the story of a magi named Bayek of Siva and his wife Aya as they seek revenge for the murder of their son, which leads to the founding of Assassin's Brotherhood and their long-running conflict with the Temple of Order. The biggest puzzle for me was the gameplay itself. If you break it down each section of the gameplay, it's nothing impressive. There are other games that have done elements of the gameplay way better. But what I liked about this game and its gameplay systems was that all of them are average to above average. So again, by itself, it's not that impressive, but when you start adding them up, it just makes a great experience, honestly. And it also lets you know that you don't have to 10 out of 10 gameplay mechanics. For example, the combat itself, again, it's very I would say average to above average. The AI, the skill tree, everything, it's all average to above average. But they all come together really well that I haven't seen a lot of other game accomplish. Even if some aspects of the gameplay mechanics are 10 out of 10, others are 5, 4, 3 out of 10s, and it's a mess. And they don't really come together nicely like this game. And if I had to pick one aspect of the gameplay section that I can really dive into, would be the AI, not just the enemy AI, but the NPCs and stuff around the world as well. They all have a day and night schedule, such as in the morning you see them in the markets working, running shops and stuff, but in the nighttime there's they all go home. You can follow some of the NPCs to their houses and stuff. They close down shop, they stop working and stuff, and they go home, which might not seem that impressive, but it's a small aspect of the game that makes the world feel really alive and stuff. And honestly, even in this day and age, there isn't a lot of open world game that does it. Even Assassin's Creed stopped doing it. The other RPGs, they don't have the same mechanic as this one. I haven't played Shadow, so I can't be too sure about that. But I have heard they've stripped down a lot of the stuff in Valhalla, so it's something that I really like. And then the AI for the enemies as well, they're very persistent, I would say. I was surprised with, because I was playing on normal mode, and I was surprised with how much challenge they were giving me and stuff. They might be dumber on easier mode. There's for difficulty, easy, normal, hard, and the nightmare. And I was playing on normal. I did die a couple of times. They do everything you expect them to do. And one thing I did like is they don't stand there and watch you. They all, honestly, they jump you and stuff, eh? And I really like that. It also makes the combat a bit challenging and stuff. They're good at deflecting, dodging, being aggressive. And also they sometimes run away from you if they know they can't win a fight. So they can't stay a bit far away from you, and then they pull out their bow and arrow so they can start cheesing you in a way. Oh, again, I was really surprised with the AI and stuff, and it also pushes you to be more stealthful, I would say, because you've probably heard people saying on the internet this game wasn't really Assassin's Creed because you can just brute force your way through the game, and it's something I just don't agree with. I think people just lying, or maybe they're playing on easy mode, because you can't do that. The enemies, they really they jump you and stuff, so you can't just brute force yourself your way into winning a fight. Basically, you have to be stealthful if you want a chance of clearing camps, completing missions and stuff, or even doing the side quest. Another thing people they lied about a lot is the parkour system of this game. They always say how slow, weighty, and clunky it is. Maybe that's the case on console, because you play on 30 frames. Because I felt the same way when I played first, and back in 2019 when I was playing on my PS4. But now that I'm playing on my PC, but a 4080, the climbing and stuff the parkour, it feels way more responsive. And it feels light as well. It doesn't feel that heavy. Maybe it looks heavy when you're watching clips and stuff, but it's very snappy and stuff. You can make quick decisions and stuff when you're parkouring, and it's not clunky at all. I'm trying to remember if I had any problem while parkouring. I honestly can't think of any. Maybe they've like patched it out because I had like no issue with the parkour system. Another like gameplay mechanic I wanna like talk about is exploration. If you know anything about me or like my reviews and stuff, I always look for exploration in games, and most modern games they just don't have it on my. Like I'm not even looking for anything serious when I'm doing like exploration. I'm just like anything, like give me anything honestly, like a dev room or notes and stuff you can find about like that's like lore about the role of the game and stuff like that. Like I'll take anything, but in most games they just don't have them. It doesn't matter if it's like open world or like shorter based games that are like 10, 20 hours long. Most of these games they just don't have anything for exploration, but the exploration in this game is like really rewarding. You're always getting something that's useful because you basically need I'll say XP to like level up, and you do get XP for like every little thing from discovering new places to doing the towers to clear the map or clearing camps, defeating enemies, like I've said, finding treasure and stuff. Like you get XP for everything. So when you're doing exploration, you're rewarded with like a lot of XP. But not just XP, you get like money you can use to upgrade your gear. Because one thing that I really liked in this game, if you liked how like a sword or like shield looks, you don't have to like sell them or drop them because they're like level based. You can just keep upgrading the same weapons and armor set and stuff. So that's what you need the money for. And then you can also get like weapons and stuff and chests when you're doing exploration. And they're always useful. I don't think I've ever gotten a weapon that was like lower than my level. It's always like on the correct level or it's like higher. If you didn't need them, you can just break them down to upgrade like your other parts. You can also like sell them for money and stuff. So like I've said, like the exploration of this game is like really well done. There's also like lore dumps and stuff, and most of them are like not highlighted on the map. So you do have to kind of like explore, not just on foot, but you can also use like your eagle to scout new areas and stuff. So if you're someone like me that really loves exploration, I'll say you're really gonna love this game. Another puzzle for this game would be the story itself. I was surprised with how short the cutscenes are. They usually last like 1 to 2 minutes, and they have the same amount of impact that you get from like cinematic PlayStation games. Their cutscenes are like usually way longer. They go for like sometimes 5 to 10 minutes. They have like a whole walking section. But Assassin's Creed Origin managed to achieve that same amount of impact with way less words and time wasted watching cutscenes. I was really surprised with the writing. So I remember the cutscenes being longer when I first played it. Seems like I remember it wrong because most of like the again cinematic like cutscenes and stuff, they go for like 30 seconds to 1 minute, and the way it's like written, it's so well done. They don't waste any time. They really get into it, and the way it's like bisected as well. Everyone knocks it out of the park, especially the main MC, like the main character Bayek. His works is like really well done. Some of the children works is like a bit off. It kind of like adds to their like character and stuff because they're like kids, so I don't think they should be talking with like a clear intent. So I think that kind of adds to it, and then all the other characters are really well done as well. Again, it's just like another one of those games where I'm like really surprised with how much they managed to convey with how little words they use. And as someone that like writes for fun and stuff, there's a lot I can learn from the story and the way it's written. As for the negative, side quests and grindiness, because the game was a bit grindy. So if you want to continue doing like the main campaign, you have to do a bit of the side quests because it is like level gated. So the side quests are like mandatory in a way. But the problem was the side quests isn't that compelling or interesting. Like they're not as bad as like some of the other games. Like I've heard Crimson Desert has like a really bad, not just side quests but main campaign as well. So I wouldn't go that far and say like it's really that bad or it's like MMO like, because some of the quests you get in like MMO games, they're like straight up torture. Though it's not that bad, the side quests still feel like fetch quests, and like I feel like they're like padding time basically. They try to get like creative and like mix it up, but you can just tell what they're doing. Honestly, it's like starts like pissing you off, I'd say. And the first time that I played this game, I really hated this. That's one of like the main mechanics of the game that I like the non mess with. And it is what made me like Loki kind of hate this game, and I want to get done with it. But now that I do know what I'm getting into, it didn't affect me that much. So I'll say something you should keep in mind. If it does seem like a big issue for you guys, then I'll probably say like maybe this game isn't for you. But if it's something you can tank, then I'll like totally recommend like getting this game. It's just keep in mind that you have to deal with this one element of this game is like the grindiness and like having to the side quests, which aren't that compelling or interesting at all. Some of them are good. They do tie into the main story, but most of them are just like someone who played Assassin's Creed Odyssey a couple of years back. I remember the side quests in that game being way more interesting, compelling compared to this one. So if you're someone that didn't even like the side quests in that game, which I think is a big improvement compared to this one, you're probably not gonna like this one. So yeah, that's like the only one or two aspect of this game that I would say is like a negative. Well, that's it for this review. Like I've said, it's a great game that if you like break apart and like look deeper into like each section of the gameplay, it's nothing to write home about. But as a package, they all come together like really well, minus the grindiness, I guess. But you can kind of like sidestep it by just doing more exploration throughout the game. Because, like I've said, you do get XP for every little thing that you do in the world. So if you do like more exploration stuff, you might not have to do a lot of the side quests. You can just like again sidestep it because you're like up to the level of what the main campaign wants you to be. But the main reason they did this so you can buy those time saving things they sell in the store, which is very like scummy of them, honestly. If you don't want to spend money, you don't have to on those. You can just again do more exploration, do more killing, you know. This combat gives you XP as well, clearing camps, opening the map and stuff. But other than that, like all aspects of the gameplay is really well done, especially as a package, and then the story is really good. Something I forgot to mention is like this. The music is also good, and another small negative would be the boss fights. There isn't a lot of them, and the ones that are in the game, they're nothing to write home about. There's meh. Some of them are like hard, but they're not spectacle. The others like it's all like spectacle, but it has like no difficulty and stuff. I think there's like four boss fights or five. I can't remember, but like 40. The main campaign is like 20 hours long, and then like with side quests like a 40 to 50-hour long game. All boss fights are kind of bad, I'm not gonna lie. I might be more in the game. Maybe if you do more exploration, you might find like secret bosses, but I'm pretty sure there's like only 4 or 5. But yeah, other than that, that's the review. If you like this video, leaving a like, comment, subscribe, me along. I'll see you guys next time with another video.